Good evening, everybody. Michael, Soothing here, finally back for a word with my subbies. Okay, so tonight I'm gonna eat some baby carrots because they're healthy, you know. They have antioxidants and vitamins and beta carotene and crap like that, you know. So I'll eat some of these, low carb, a little bit low sugar. I'll get a little bit in it, you know. And I'll read you a little bit from, I never buy magazine, tabloid magazines at the store, but I couldn't resist this one because I did like 2 years of videos under a different name on the Jodi Arias case. See there? Jodi Arias. I always say Jodi Arias. I dropped the S for some reason. Don't ask me why. And I'm just going to read you about her 8 years. Wow, it's been 8 years now. 8 years after murdering her boyfriend, which she did, by the way, premeditated for quite a few weeks because she was mad he was going to take someone else to Cancun and not her, okay? It's not very soothing how she did it. So if you want to know more about it, you'll have to go to my other site, which I'll tell you sometime. But first, I need a carrot in order to raise my brain's blood sugar level enough to be semi-coherent. Do you notice in these magazines, they always exploit the women by showing them in their sexiest outfits? I guess the guys don't mind. Jen is forced, I tell you, to talk about her mom, okay? Did someone put a gun to her head? Even though she doesn't talk to her mom. Let me find the story we're supposed to be reading tonight. I was going to complain and rant about my 46-page home inspection results, because you know I've been spending, as I told you, a couple months renovating my house to sell. Well, it sold very nicely and quickly, but I just got the home inspection result paperwork report, and they have like 30 things on there I'm supposed to fix, but I think that report is in the car, so I'll do a future update for you. It'll put you right to sleep, I promise. Okay, meanwhile, let me get another carrot first. Need a little bit more blood sugar. Oh, that wasn't a carrot. Sorry, I made a mistake. Let me double my mistake. It's okay though. See, 40% less fat. So that means you can sit down and eat a whole bag of these, like this entire bag, at one sitting, right? And not feel bad about it. But also, these are crafted with care, see? How do you craft potato chips with care, I wonder? Well, never mind. They're very spicy with jalapeno And that's good for your metabolism, you know. All right, let me put that away and go back to my carrots. Also, it's really hot here today. You know what I do when it gets really hot? I use this spray bottle and a fan. That felt kind of good. And that cools me right down for about 5 or 10 seconds as it evaporates off, and then I'm overheated again. Okay, so, but it's better than nothing, right? There's air conditioning here in the house I'm temporarily living with friends, but I don't want to run up their electric bill, so I'm not using the AC as little as possible. Ooh, celebrity Scientologists under attack. Now, why would they be under attack? Don't you think Scientology is one of the most believable of worldviews? I mean, a guy named Xenu, okay, in a faraway galaxy, brought everyone here on DC-9 propeller spacecraft, because when L. Ron Hubbard invented this story, that's what was flying around. So they came to the globe here, to Mother Earth, from some place called Tegeac or something, or maybe that's his name for Earth. Anyway, they all came here on DC-9s from outer space. This is what you learn when you get into the very high echelons of Scientology. You have to pay about $40,000 or $50,000 to get to that level, so you can get the inner secret knowledge. So, anyway, all the people came here, and then they were blown up by the evil Xenu in volcanoes with hydrogen bombs. This was, what did L. Ron Hubbard say? 20,000 years ago or something. And then it left all these spirit creatures called thetans, body thetans, and they infest us all. And if you become a good Scientologist, like these Hollywood celebrities, you know, Tom Cruise and all these, then you can get rid of those things. Elron is very clever. He set up this big, giant, ornate building in Hollywood and played to the ego of all the big celebrities by saying, in Scientology, if you're a Hollywood celebrity, you were meant and destined to be, you know, deity, gods and goddesses of the universe. So he plays to their, you know, ego that way. That's how he gets them in there. Anyway, he's gone now. And Scientology's almost gone also. Oh, here's the story we were looking for. And look, you Scientologists, don't write and email me, okay? It's not me that, you know, came up with the story, all right? So, prison wedding for Jodi Arias. You would think by this that she got married already. Look, she's in her prison garb with a bouquet of flowers in her hand. Sitting, I love the prose and the adjectives they use here. Sitting on her rock-hard bed at Arizona's Perryville prison, convicted murderer, I would have said murderess myself, convicted murderer, Jodi Arias, Jodi Arias, spends her days in isolation. Her only form of daily interaction, a plate of food slipped through a tiny slot in her 8-by-12-foot cell. This goes on to talk about It hardly seems like a place where love would bloom, but when it comes to Jody, things are never as they appear. Boy, is that true in the case. Sometime I'll do an ASMR video on the Jody Arias case. But since I did 46 or something like that videos on her case before my ASMR channel, I'm a little burnt out on the story, so this is just a little retrospective of what's going on now. Jody is planning a prison wedding, one pal confirms, so she didn't get this prison marriage quite yet. She wants to have all her friends and family there. In her trial, we found out she has about 1.5 friend and about one family member who wants to stand behind her. So I don't think it will be a very big wedding. I'm not being mean to Jody. If you knew the history of the case, then you would know why I'm saying this. Let's just say her victim, her boyfriend, who was trying desperately for years to be rid of Jody, the sociopathic, psychopathic, murdering succubus from hell, she stabbed him 29 times and slit his throat and shot him in the head. Not very soothing, particularly since she did that by setting him up, making love to him to get him relaxed, getting him in the shower on the pretext that she was going to shoot pictures, a photo set of him in the shower, buff guy in the shower, type thing. Got him to turn around facing away from her, picked up the knife, and as he turned around, she launched the attack, which went from the shower down the hall, him in a trail of blood. And anyway, if you knew all the nefarious things that she did which led up to this, then you'd understand why my sympathies are kind of small for Jody. Anyway, which is why I got strangely obsessed with her case and did a lot of videos on it a couple of years ago. She receives marriage proposals in the mail on a weekly basis. Who are these crazy, desperate creatures who send marriage proposals to murderers? I don't get it. Do you? People with no identity and no life, who are looking for one, I think. But it's not just fans writing Jody. She carried on a year and a half, pardon me, while I have a carrot. She carried on a year and a half friendship with Ohio resident Brian Carr. We got very close, Brian tells In Touch. Jody asked me what I would do if I was in a cell with her. I'll tell you what I would do. If I was in a cell with Jody, I would scream and bang on the bars and ask for the jailer to come let me out as soon as possible. Okay? She told me what she wanted to do to me. Right. It got me turned on. Can I eye roll for a second? Okay. He's not the only one who has fallen under Jody's spell. Jody dated Benjamin Ernst, a dreamy art collector who ran her Twitter account and her pretend art website. This is hilarious. I did a video on it on my other channel. What she would do is she would find photos in magazines. This is what a fraud this woman is. She would find photos in magazines, trace them on tracing paper, or mimic them, and then color it all in and call it original art by Jody, okay? And sell it online. While she was in jail, no less, but I think they put a stop to that. Jody's keeping her groom a secret. Hey, before she supposedly had a lesbian something that she was going to marry. So, now it's a groom. Okay. She wants to wear a figure-hugging dress and hold a bouquet, says the friend, adding that she plans to wear her brown hair in loose style. Here she is with the boyfriend she murdered. She had her hair dyed blonde back then, see? You can see Travis is looking a little worried already, as well he should. Look, they have a whole bunch of stories about killers who got hitched behind bars. Okay, kind of interesting. Crazy to me. She may have to skip. I'm skipping a lot of this because we don't want this video to be too long. Just long enough for you to fall asleep, okay? She may have to scale down her dream I do details. According to the Arizona Department of Corrections guidelines, Jody isn't allowed to wear a gown or exchange rings. Well, maybe she could make rings out of one of those Cracker Jack boxes or something. Photos of the special day are also prohibited, but an Arizona prison minister says the rules are sometimes bent. Maybe they're allowed to make a dress out of, trash bags or something. Inmates usually come with a bag of quarters. Listen to this. Inmates who are going to get married usually come with a bag of quarters, and they can buy a Hostess cupcake package to serve as the wedding cake. Look, they show a little picture with a bride and groom on top of some Hostess cupcakes. But that's pretty creative. Okay, can I be honest with you for a second? If I was having a wedding, or just going to one, I'd much rather have a chocolate Hostess cupcake than a piece of wedding cake. So you see, there are some advantages to a prison wedding, aren't there? Okay. I wonder which one has more cholesterol. Anyway, the inmate's record will determine how much time the bride and groom can spend together. Sometimes it's only minutes. Other times, it's up to 4 hours. Then they talk about the psychology of, prison weddings and prison love affairs by mail and all of that. These folks don't even get to see each other or talk to each other for the most part. Her attorney says, Kirk Nermy, a guy I used to make fun of, but actually he seems to have turned out to be a pretty sharp guy. He says, "She flirts to try to manipulate people, but I quickly put an end to her attempts at seduction. Jody gets what she wants by using her sexuality." Well, if you knew the history of the case, you would know he speaks the truth. Her family will be... Okay. Family members describe Jody as evil, unrepentant murderer who told atrocious lies about the way Travis treated her. But Jody is sticking to her story, even now. Okay, I'll have to gag myself if I read to you about how she pretends to be a victim of domestic violence, which has been well proven to be false. It was the other way around. In February, Jody lost the privilege of contact visits for 6 months because she called an officer a vulgar name. That's pretty harsh. More importantly, conjugal visits, which allow for intimate relations, are forbidden in Arizona. Jody is going to have to be virtual only. And she doesn't get to have a phone in there, so there would be no sexting or any of that, right? Well, people read every communication going back and forth. So just how intimate and graphic could you be in the written word, Any interaction between Jody and her husband would be conducted under staff supervision in an open area, states the prison handbook. Doesn't sound like a very intimate kind of, conjugal visit consummation, does it? Her only hope of becoming a man, missed that. Her only hope of becoming a mom is to be set free. That's never going to happen. In April 2015, Jody's team announced it had started the process of appeal of her life sentence. Life without parole is what she got. Jody also hired a private investigator to help. Online supporters have raised almost $100,000. Jody's got this whole huge group of psychopathic, evil followers. They are the most... I've had to interact with them because of my previous videos, and they're a lot like her. Sociopaths attract sociopaths and psychopaths, I believe. Everything they say is like crazy, vile, profane, hateful, death threats and stuff. So they're like-minded with her. People who are kind of outcasts of society, who hate everything and everyone. Anyway, I shouldn't be doing a negative story in an ASMR, but see, it's not really negative because I've always maintained that the system worked in this case. Justice was done, and it makes you feel good about the justice system. In this case, anyway. According to court records, her appeal is slowly making its way through the justice system. Adds her friend, Jody is determined to get out of prison. Now, if that were ever to happen, it says here, Jody's groom should take heed of her last lover's scarily prophetic words. In text sent just 2 weeks before he was found brutally slain in a pool of his own blood, Travis clarified his feelings about Jody. I want you to understand how evil I think you are. I don't even know if you are human, he wrote. You are the worst thing that ever happened to me. Prosecutor Juan Martinez quoted that line in his summation at the trial and said, Travis was certainly correct about that. This tabloid journalism, Fox newscaster caught cheating. Oh my gosh. Showing off, and what else do we have here? Josh comes out of hiding. Josh Dugar. I didn't follow that story or that show, so I can't elaborate much on it. Justin warns Selena, leave me out of your biopic. Do any of you know who these... I assume this is Justin Bieber, right? Although I don't know. Yeah, it is him. Okay. Kaylee is rushing to the altar again. I feel old. I don't know any of these folks, for the most part. Caitlin fights to get back on KUWTK, whatever that is. But Bruce Jenner's alter ego. What else? You know, after kind of a negative story like that, what I really want to do is get back on a positive track if you're still awake. So I'm going to say, let's look at this ad instead. Granddaughter to the moon and back. See? Sort of a cute thing. My granddaughter. Do you know why I'm showing you this? It's because I have a daughter who's going to have a baby soon. And they know the gender. So I'm going to have a granddaughter, and I haven't had one of those before. So I think that'll be interesting. This one has a genuine Swarovski crystal. See there, it says genuine Swarovski. Now, I'm not going to buy this from the Bradford Exchange, but order now for just $59.99, $60. If you're ever tempted to buy something like this from a magazine, let me just give you one word of advice. Go on eBay and buy it from someone who just got one, and you'll get it for 1/3 the price, okay? Because they're not worth anything. These collector items, so-called. So, Stars wig out. See, all kinds of wigs, different kind. Stars wigging out. Should I get a wig so I don't have to wear this hat? See, the reason I wear this hat, which some of you may have guessed, is because I'm bald and I don't want any of you to know it. So I'm just going to keep wearing this hat so that none of you will know that I don't have hair on top of my head. So, shh, pretend that you don't know. Is Jimmy Kimmel a secret stylist? What do you think that means? I don't know what that means. A-listers arrive at the late night show studio looking totally cos, but leave looking completely glam. So I guess they're saying he fixes them up there, turns them into glamour celebs. Kristen's dark under eye circles. Do you think these magazines focus on a little inordinately on appearance, maybe, or some other shallow criteria? I believe they might. Oh, look. Winner of the tackiest addition to your house you could ever have award. See there? Enough said, right? No, Elvis is not tacky. It's the stuff they make out of him that's tacky. Elvis was one of the greats of rock and roll. How much do they charge? This is Bradford again. They charge, are you kidding me, for this Elvis lamp? $179.95. Oh, you know what though? It's a bargain at that price because you get a free light bulb. Okay, so never mind me complaining about the price. After all, the free light bulb. Poor Elvis must be rolling in his grave. Wise men say only fools rush in. Sorry about that. I don't know what came over me. Okay. Catfishing Fallout. Do you ever watch this show? People pretending to be someone else on the internet, like, you know, some 70-year-old guy pretending to be a 16-year-old girl or something. Really kind of twisted, isn't it? That thing you do, Captain America, Civil War, can I have another carrot? Or better yet, one of these. If Jody can murder her boyfriend for not taking her to Cancun, surely I can eat a chip and violate the law in this way. I hope that bag's not too loud. I should have done this at the beginning of the video. By now, no one's watching. People like tapping like this, you know. So, I'm going to have one more carrot. Then I'm going to say good night to you all for now. And go back to my house renovation punch list of things I gotta fix. From the anal retentive inspection report. Okay. Bulldog brood. Finally, some animals, you know. I think I'd rather look at pictures of cute animals than at celebrities, you know? My night at home. Nightmare Before Christmas collection. When did this magazine come out? May 2016. Yeah, it just came out. Why are they doing Christmas stuff in May? Although probably a Tim Burton type creation might not be considered very Christmas-like anyway. At least not to me. Shall we do a crossword puzzle? Did you ever used to do these, or this other thing? Sudoku, or whatever it's called. Sudoku. Sudoku. Beyonce. Oh, did you know? This is very important for you to know. Queen Elizabeth just turned 90 years old. See, there's a celebration. Yeah. And, in one of my first jobs, I just found my supervisor, my manager from one of my first jobs that I had back in the 1970s. Here's his photo right there, see? Okay. All right, so that's about it for now. Oh, look, it's, what is she called? The Game of Thrones girl, right? The blonde, but I think she's not really blonde. I think she's actually brunette. She's called the Khaleesi, and she has some fire-breathing dragons. Wouldn't it be nice to have a couple of those around when people are annoying you and stuff, and trying to take your parking space or crowding you when you're sitting on a romantic park bench and, let's not get, I don't want to be negative. It's this Jody story that got me negative tonight. I really want to be positive about life because there's so much to appreciate. So next time I'll come back and I'll, bitch and moan about the inspection report on my house, read you some of the crazy items they wrote up, like, oh, there's not enough ventilation under this house. Meanwhile, I've got vents like this big, like a huge vents every couple of feet all the way around the perimeter. If the house had any more ventilation underneath, it would have to be sitting up on stilts with nothing but air under it. That's the kind of crap some of what they wrote up. So, do I sound like I'm complete? I don't mean to. I want to be positive. Hey, I have so much to enjoy and appreciate. I truly do. Sometime I'll tell you the long, long list. What day is, Thanksgiving is not so far away, is it? We're just going into summer. But, June, July, August, September, October, November. It's only 6 months away. Then it's going to be Christmas time, so you better start doing your shopping right now, okay? Anyway, that's it for now, folks. I won't try to imitate Bugs Bunny, at least not tonight. So you all know my words of advice. Don't ASMR and drive. Bye-bye, everybody. I never thought I'd like carrots, but I do.